was a bunch of womp rats that you had to kill. They're not that hard. There was an elevator that you had to jump down before the womp rats. You have to make sure you land on the crate on the platform below you. If you drop any lower than that, you'll lose too much health and might die. And then you will jump down to the bottom into the sewer and start fighting womp rats. You will find this boss, not the one we're attacking now. You'll find this boss that has 2 ads. One of the main boss looks like a sniper. His ads will disappear when they reach a certain health point, and they will attack. When they reappear, they will attack the DPS doing the most damage. Make sure that DPS receives major heals. And once those 2 DPS are down, or once those 2 ads are down, it is very easy to take out the main boss. Also, when you come out of the cave, there will be two monsters along with a couple of handlers. You must stealth CC the handlers, or else they will pull the entire raid in, cryo grenade, and then your raid will be susceptible to damage from the monsters and the handlers. There's also 3 AA batteries that you have to disable. The first AA battery, we usually have a stealth CC go around and ninja, as it's called, ninja deactivate the battery, and then we run across to the other ones. The furthest battery away from the tunnel, you cannot taunt any of the ads there, so you just have to hope that the tanks can hold aggro, and you have to AoE the ads down. The boss that we just fought, it's a mini boss before this Foreman Crusher. What happens is the boss puts out a very, very damaging periodic effect on the melee DPS in the tanks. You have to make sure that that gets cleansed off the tanks. If that dot stacks up too much, the tanks will die, and the DPS. Other than that, that boss is very easy to kill. Now, the boss we're coming up to now is called the Foreman Crusher. He is a actual level boss. You can get gear from him. As you can see here, there are 4 ads trying to hold him down, but without much effect. What happens is the main tank will pull the Foreman Crusher, and the off tank will cluster the ads together into one area so that somebody can AoE them. In this fight, it'll be me and Jedra using our death from above to take down the ads. Periodically during the fight, the Foreman Crusher will pick up a rock and throw it up in the air behind him. A red reticule will appear on the ground, and you must get out from that AoE. In story mode, it will almost one-shot you. In hard and nightmare, it will one-shot you. Also, at certain percentages, the Foreman Crusher will frenzy and go into a rampage on the main tank, or whoever's tanking him. This does a incredibly large amount of damage. The tanks must use, if not all, most of their defensive cooldowns to withstand the barrage. After this, the tanks swap, because the cooldowns for the tank that took it the first time will not be finished, and thus the tank will die. This is why we swap. And also, at certain points during the fight, the red doors you see behind them will deactivate, and 4 more ads will pop out. Whoever is not tanking the Foreman Crusher must go and cluster them together so that they can be AoE'd down. Also, one thing you have to remember, we came in through a door, and it will shut once we start the fight. If you are outside this door, you will be locked out for the entire fight, and you will not be able to help out. So make sure that you are just past the line, and if you're standing right there, you'll know it when you see it.
If you see that red circle, do not finish channeling, do not stop moving, just move. Don't think you've got a few seconds. Like right there, move.
Hey guys, remember, you have a brand new healer, so you're already
Good job
use
of
one of my
back,
cooldowns.
not DPS, boss. Get in cover. Hunker down in cover.
I haven't done a single DPS move yet.
I'm just saying.
Now,
burns through a crap.
Well, it's already back to max, and my forward.
Alright, he's about to drop threat.
Taunt.
Ryan, pick him up and move him over to
Is
the
no one
door.
taking any damage?
Taunt him and
Or am I
come over to
turning
the door.
for
Come
No,
to
you're-
the door, dude. To me. There we go. Get your back.
There you go.
Now drop your area and just keep dropping your taunts on. Hey Jen, what are the correct build attacks on Jug?
Backhand, ravage, vicious slash.
and crushing blow. Crushing blow is
Crushing blow, yes, yes.
Adds up. I've got him through.
Pop one of your cooldowns, dude. You gotta pop one of your cooldowns.
Sorry. Just get it.
That's fine.
Probably gotta
That
let
was
him
like
keep.
one to look
Probably gotta let him keep control of the. Move.
No, that's fine. Drive that fire, I can pick it up. I mean, we'll be good. Get him here, but heal him up, buff him up, and heal him this next turn.
Not to worry you, but you're putting a little too much pressure on.
Here it comes.
How the hell are you at 129?
Ryan, back off, back off.
Endure.
I got him right now. Alright, as soon as I tell you to, you can on him.
And pop up.
No, he's not gonna pop a
Or not yet.
Yeah,
Not
doesn't
frenzy.
need to pop a cooldown yet. Alright,
When
taunt
he's
him.
wailing on you is when you pop a cool.
Now taunt.
Taunt him and then come over here to the door. And then you switch out. There you go. Now hold him.
Ah.
I got the ad. Alright, keep your taunts up.
Alex, you're a little too far from me for healing. You might want to scoot a little bit closer.
When I tell you to, you're gonna pop your poison ward and whatever the other defenses will down.
Pop Saber Ward first. Don't waste your other one.
And not yet. Now, pop saber.
Now
Saber Ward. Use Saber Ward. Oh, he already did. Okay, he's...
Alright, you got this. Big heals on him.
Seems much easier.
Now get behind him. I've got. Get behind him. Don't taunt.
Now it's Vormon's turn to shut.
Pads up. Pads up. Ryan, go back
AoE
in,
taunt.
drop your area taunt. No, dude, no. Go back. You see there's Gamorrean guards back there, dude. Get back there, there you go.
they're down. They're down.
Alright, no worries, no.
A's, use yourself.
Alright, Tom, I'm doing this without cooldowns. Taunt him, Ryan. Get him back up against that. There
He's dead.
you go. There you go. Good job, dude. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is
get your
just say
comms
that,
and
you know,
crystals.
it's, you know, several experienced players with several new characters, and That'll explain the little, death here and there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, do not run through this field. Do not run into the next room until we're all ready.
Armor mech?
You will wipe us.
Don't even open the door yet. Never mind.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Any armor mech?
Not on this team, unfortunately.
Ryan, you're an armor mech, aren't you?
Alright, as you may have heard before the screen jump, this next room and this next series of rooms is a very easily wipeable area. You'll see I am pointing out that there is a probe droid marked with a target. These are called Hunter Creeper droids. All DPS must be on this Hunter Creeper droid before he can finish his channel. His channel is called Sounding Alarm. You cannot interrupt it, and he must be killed before he can finish channeling it. If he finishes channeling it, another ad will spawn called a murder droid. These murder droids do a very large amount of damage. Before you do pull the group, there are 2 ads you have to CC. We marked them here as Hilt and Lightning Bolt. They are engineers. If they are not CC'd, they will repair the Hunter Creeper droid, and you will not be able to kill it before he sends off his alarm. He can send off more than 1 alarm. If the engineers are not CC'd, he will get off at least 5 or 6 murder droids and wipe the whole raid. There is a artillery droid in here that you cannot CC. It is the off-tank's job to point that droid towards the elevator you saw in the back of the room. Once the Hunter Creeper droid is down, you will attack the artillery droid. Once that droid is down, you will attack the 2 engineers and finish off the mob. In this next room, there are no droids, but before you exit, there is going to be a Hunter Creeper droid sitting there, and beyond it, outside, you cannot see it now, but there are going to be 3 engineers. We have our 2 stealth CCs go out and CC the furthest 2, and then when we go and aggro, our Sork Avs will CC the only engineer that isn't CC'd, and we will continue to DPS down the Hunter Creeper droid. This here is the 3rd boss fight of the fourth. What you have to do here is the Heavy Fabricator has a buff called he has 10 stacks of armoring, which decrease the amount of damage that he takes. In order for